You've been there, right? You ask an AI a simple question, and it gives you an answer that sounds super confident, but is just completely and utterly wrong. It's this massive problem where AI models literally just make things up. And look, this isn't just some funny little glitch. It's a fundamental roadblock to making AI truly reliable. These so-called hallucinations are the very reason we can't just hand over high-stakes tasks to an AI and trust it completely. So that leads to a big question. What if an AI could actually fact-check itself, in real time? Well, that question is exactly what a super powerful technique called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG for short, is all about. It's a total game changer, and it was designed to fix this exact accuracy problem. So here's the core idea. Instead of just relying on the mountain of data it was trained on, which can be outdated, a RAG system actively looks things up from an external source before it even starts to answer you. It's like it has a library card and knows how to use it. This grounds its response in real, verifiable facts right at that moment. Okay, but here's the thing. Not all RAGs are built the same. You can think of them like rungs on a ladder, from super simple to incredibly complex. So let's start at the very bottom with the foundational models. All right, this is the most basic version, sometimes called naive RAG, and it follows this really clean three-step dance. Step one, it takes your question and turns it into a mathematical representation, a vector. Think of it like a unique fingerprint for your query. Step two, it uses that fingerprint to search its database and find documents that have a similar vibe. And finally, step three, it takes your original question, bundles it with the documents it found, and hands the whole package to the AI to generate a fact-based answer. Simple, right? This is pretty much the original blueprint for RAG. It's super fast, it's cheap, and honestly, it's pretty easy to get up and running. It's the perfect tool for something like a university's FAQ bot, where all it really needs to do is find the right paragraph in a student handbook. But what happens when you need the AI to actually remember the last thing you said? That brings us to our first big upgrade, adding memory. See, a simple RAG has total amnesia. Every single question is a brand new conversation. But when you add memory, the system can actually recall past interactions. So if you ask, what's the capital of France, and then follow up with, and what's its population, it knows you're still talking about Paris. It's what turns a simple Q&A bot into a real conversational assistant. Okay, so we've got the basics covered. Now let's climb up a few rungs on that ladder. We're moving on to the RAGs that don't just answer you, but actively try to make their own answers better and a whole lot safer. So here we have three cool ways that RAG can add its own quality control. First up, corrective RAG. It's like a little fact checker. It scores the documents it finds, and if they're not relevant enough, it just goes back and searches again. Then there's self-RAG. This one's smart. It actually improves your question before searching. If you ask something kind of vague, the AI rewrites it to be more specific to get better results. And finally, you've got adaptive RAG. This one's a strategist. It looks at your question and decides if it's simple enough for a quick search or complex enough to need a deeper dive. All right, now we're getting into the really advanced stuff, the next level up. These RAGs don't just follow a simple set of steps. Oh no, they can actually plan, strategize, and carry out complex, multi-step research missions. The best way to think about these is like different kinds of research teams. First, you have Agentic RAG. This one acts like a lone, diligent researcher. It takes a massive question, breaks it down into smaller, manageable tasks, and then tackles them one by one using whatever tools it needs. Then you've got branched RAG. This is more like a whole team brainstorming. It explores multiple lines of thought at the same time, searching for answers to different interpretations of your question all at once. And finally, modular RAG. This is my favorite analogy. It's like a box of Legos for developers. The whole RAG process is broken down into swappable parts. The retriever, the generator, you name it. A team can then fine-tune, swap out, or upgrade each piece to build a completely custom system for whatever they need. Okay, so sometimes a Swiss Army knife isn't what you need, right? Sometimes you need a scalpel. That's where these next RAGs come in. They are highly specialized tools designed for very specific kinds of data or really unique search problems. Take GraphRag, for example. Instead of just searching for keywords in documents, it searches through a knowledge base that's structured like a giant spider web of interconnected ideas. It doesn't just find facts, it navigates the relationships between them. This makes it incredible for uncovering hidden connections, for connecting the dots between people, places, and events. Think investigative journalism. But what if the answer you need isn't just in a text file? That's where multimodal RAG steps in. The system can process and search through, well, everything: text, images, videos, audio, charts, you name it. It can synthesize information from all those different sources to give you one single, complete answer. It literally sees the whole picture. Okay, get ready for this next one because it completely flips the whole process on its head. It's called HYDE, which stands for Hypothetical Document Embedding, and it works backward. It starts by imagining what a perfect answer to your question would even look like. It literally generates a hypothetical document, a fake answer, and then it goes and searches for real documents that closely match its own guess. It's a really creative, kind of wild strategy for finding stuff that's related by meaning, not just by keywords. But as you can imagine, this creative approach has some serious trade-offs. On the one hand, it's super powerful for finding information based on pure meaning, especially in complex technical fields. But there's a big risk. If the AI makes a bad guess at the start, say about some niche scientific topic, it could end up searching for real documents that match its own flawed hypothesis. And that can send it way, way down the wrong rabbit hole. So, we've climbed the whole ladder, from the simple foundational models through the strategic planners, all the way to these highly specialized tools. Now, let's just take a step back and look at the big picture, because this is where we get to the so what of it all. So, I'm guessing you're probably thinking, why? Why are there so many different types of RAG? Why all this complexity? Can't we just have one perfect system that does it all? And the simple answer is, there's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all solution here. That simple university FAQ bot we talked about, it doesn't need the expensive, high-powered engine of an agentic RAG that's built for deep legal research. It all comes down to choosing the right tool for the job. It's a constant balancing act between speed, cost, and how accurate you really need the answer to be. And that leaves us with one final pretty big thought to chew on. As these RAG systems get better and better at finding, fact-checking, and putting together information, what does that mean for us? When an AI can do expert-level research in a matter of seconds, what does it even mean to be a human expert anymore?